A good weeded bourbon. That's what will set you right. And so I said, hey, Fingers, how about a good weeded bourbon? And Fingers said,
I would enjoy a good weeded bourbon.
it's the correct answer. It really was.
I would enjoy a good weeded bourbon.
It's Eat, Drink, Smoke. I'm Tony Katz. That right there is Fingers Malloy. Find everything at eatdrinksmokeshow.com. Travelers Point Distillery.com is where we are. This is their weeded bourbon coming in at 97 proof. Oh, no applause, Fingers Malloy. Now, I want to make sure I have that right. 48.5 times 2, you carry the 3, take off your shoes, count your big toe. That's 97 proof right there. This is a 4-year plus aged bourbon. And when something is wheated, that means they've added wheat to the mash bill. And the wheat, usually, I had to reach over, tends to give it a smoother type of feel. According to Traveler's Point, this is 75% corn. Of course, a bourbon has to be at least 51% corn, 17.5% wheat, and 7.5% malted barley, or I should say barley malt. Checking the nose on this, Fingers Malloy, and before anything, I almost wish it was a little bit darker. It's a little more orange than it is amber. It's more orange than it is honey. So there's a little bit of depth of character here. It's a nice look as we have it in the Glencairn glass, right? It's got the foot, it bows out, comes back in. You can really concentrate the flavors. I would not say that that's got a real viscosity, sticking slightly to the glass. What did you get on the nose?
Well, first of all, you said 4 years plus.
Yes.
4 years, 3 months.
Nice.
That's
Got that right from the nose, he did.
There is
he made that up.
A bit of citrus and
a bit of citrus.
No?
That is like grandma's orange hard candy kind of.
See, I have to get in.
Oh,
I have to get my nose way in there to get anything.
What?
Yeah.
Stop it.
And there's a little bit of spice.
Stop it. If I did that, I'd die.
Really?
Oh my God, it would hurt.
Try it. All the kids are doing it. I saw it on TikTok.
Dude, you don't get a little bit of ethanol out of that? You're not getting like a deep kind of spice going on there?
There's a spice there. There is citrus. And not much else.
Oh, that nose is hitting me hard. But there's a lot of sweet, not fruit, orange sweet. It is a ton of orange.
I'm trying to talk myself into there being a little bit of oak there. I'm trying to talk myself into it.
You don't get an ethanol either?
No.
Are you okay?
No.
Do we have to take you right now? Do you smell toast?
Lemony Pledge.
Is that,
no,
dude,
no,
it's not lemony. It is orangey.
Yeah.
Right there. But enough of this sniffing, Fingers Malloy. You ready for this?
Enough of this sniffing is one of my favorite country songs.
Nicely done. Fingers Malloy, he's been ready for this all day, is doing what's known as the Kentucky Chew, taking the juice, moving it around the palate, getting a feel for it. I believe in the 2 sips theory. The first sip to set the taste buds, the second sip to really get an idea of the flavors right there. Fingers that seemingly went down pretty easy for you. What say you?
Nice bit of sting on the tongue, gentle warmth in the chest. That orange on the nose definitely translates to the palate. And I want to say there's a little bit of oak there. There's some spice, and I'm not getting much of anything else. It's not, to me, what I would. It's definitely not a traditional rye. I'll be interested because you are the rye guy on Eat, Drink, Smoke.
This is not a rye.
I think you said it was a rye.
It's a weeded bourbon. This is not a rye.
Well, then it makes sense. Why did I have it in my head? It's a rye.
I have no idea.
I was like, I keep waiting for like this rye spice. I'm like, there's some spice there, but it's not.
Right. Well, then your palate is not lying because it is not in any way a rye. This is Traveler's Point weeded bourbon.
I just said at the beginning of the segment I could go for a weeded bourbon.
Right. You are.
Hold on.
I asked. Are you smelling toast?
Ladies and gentlemen, let me explain to you the challenges of getting older. It ain't easy. Go ahead. Have a drink.
I'm going in. The Traveler's Point weeded bourbon, not rye.
He's going in, ladies and gentlemen, and he's doing the Saginaw Swish. He's doing the Memphis Munch, the Chattanooga Chomp, the Kentucky Chew. Yeah?
That palate is so sweet in that orange, and then it like it goes dry on the tongue, and it gets a little two sips.
He's going back in. He's two-sip Tony, ladies and gentlemen. He's doing the Kentucky Chew. It's not a rye.
It gets dry on the tongue, tiny little bit of heat, center chest. Oh, I can imagine people loving this. This is sweeter than I ever imagined. 75% corn, it makes sense. There's a heat buildup on the right cheek. Weirdly enough, not the left cheek. Now the heat is all building through the throat.
Oh, wow.
That is all there. It's like an orange. It's not a cinnamon. It's not a cinnamon heat.
I don't know.
I think that people would go wild for this if they like the sweeter bourbons. And I got to think on a cube, this thing is just going to be absolutely orange fruity. Like I'm trying to think. It's not juicy fruit, right? It's not that flavor. It's way more orange than that.
Fruit stripe gum?
Fruit stripe gum? Was that a thing?
Remember the stripes? And you'd bite into it, and you take 2 chews on the gum, and then it would lose all of its flavor.
That was basically all gum.
No, and just recently they stopped making it. Don't you remember? And the wrapper, it was a zebra.
The wrapper was a zebra?
Yeah.
I have absolutely no idea.
You don't remember fruit stripe gum? And the zebra.
No.
The zebra was the colory fruity
You just showed me his computer.
Yeah, I'm showing you. It's a good radio bit.
Right.
Fruity stripe bubble gum.
I do not. The question, Fingers Malloy, is this in your liquor cabinet, Fingers Malloy? I believe I have it right. $49.99.
Let's see what it's like with a little bit of water in it.
Yeah. I can appreciate that.
I don't want to make a harsh judgment here. I need to reevaluate everything because for some reason I just went into rye mode and then I was all confused because I was like, okay, there's a spice there, but it's not a rye spice.
Correct.
And then you corrected me and said this is a wheated bourbon.
It's a wheated bourbon. It's a wheated
So
bourbon.
what do you think? Do you need to have it on a cube?
I absolutely have to have it on a cube. It's so sweet. And that little bit of spice hits and then dissipates right there. Absolutely. 10,000% have to try that on a cube to see if it's something we're going to do. Keep it here. It's Eat, Drink, Smoke. Some crimes are more awful than other crimes. Some crimes need a bigger response, like stealing breakfast.
Stealing breakfast?
Stealing breakfast.
I had a joke. It was right there in the Whitwell, and now the Whitwell is dry.
Eat, Drink, Smoke. I'm Tony Katz, and that right there is Witless Malloy. If I could only... Oh, gosh, I ruined the dang joke.
I smell Marconi for this show.
Here's the headline from the New York Post. Brazen thieves are walking into hotels and enjoying complimentary buffet breakfasts and getting away with it.
My God.
The humanity. There are Reddit threads, because Reddit has everything. Freeloaders who talk about, you can go to any mid-class hotel. They call it a Hampton Inn, Holiday Inn, Days Inn.
La Quinta.
Right around time they start serving breakfast and the lobby is empty. And you could be like, oh, yeah, good morning. Oh, what a night. And then you just walk in and take breakfast. And people make videos of themselves doing it. First, arrest those people. Arrest those people, jail for forever for those people, or they all have to work the Sunday morning Mother's Day shift at IHOP for the rest of their lives. It's one or the other.
I just want to hear the conversation in the jail cell. What are you in for? Armed robbery. What are you in for? I stole an omelet from the Hampton Inn.
Honestly, that's going to get you beaten down for sure. Let's say people do this, and we all know that people do this. Of course people do this. There's not a question.
Of course.
Right? I don't check to see, well, are you staying at this fine establishment? Are you staying at the fine Hampton Inn? I'm kind of hoping people think that I'm there to steal the free breakfast and I'm staying somewhere way nicer.
Well, the other thing, too, is once you check into a hotel like that, you can leave with the key card to the hotel, and chances are it's going to have some sort of corporate logo on it, whether it's Hilton or Hampton Inn. And if anybody asks, you just flash, yeah, here's my key card. Oh, okay. Like someone's going to, security, we need to authenticate this key.
No one has ever asked. Whereas they've never, ever asked. But this woman creates a TikTok video, over 5 million views. They make it so easy to get the free hotel breakfast when you're not staying at a hotel. Now, anytime you see a TikTok video, you have to assume this is a scam. Anytime you see a TikTok video, you have to assume that there's a whole Madame Cleo moment, that the whole thing is a total fraud. They just made it up to get clicks. But if you videotape yourself stealing, it has to be double the jail time. Whatever the penalty is, double it.
I agree with you that you film that video if you want to be some sort of TikTok personality at a hotel you're staying at, and you do it legit, but then you tell everybody on the internet that, no, I was sneaky, and I actually went in there and I stole it. But you know what this reminds me of? You remember, you know how there's for a long time since, TikTok started, there have been these trends, whether it was a Tide Pod stuff, or the one that was really ridiculous. Well, the Tide Pod thing was ridiculous too. Yes. But walking into a grocery store and opening up the freezer of the ice cream section, do you remember that? And they would they'd open the ice cream and they'd take a scoop in their hand, and then they close it and walk off and laugh, and then get shocked when someone tracks them down and arrests them for it. This is the kind of stuff, it reminds me of. People are seeking out new ways to get attention on TikTok. And part of it, Tony, to me, not that I would ever in a million years criticize social media influencers.
What? Being one yourself.
Oh, that's me.
No, you're not an influencer. You monitor social media outrage.
That's what I do. And then I
forgot what it is you do.
On X, if you look me up on X, profile at Fingers Malloy, you will see that I'm a fitness influencer.
It's the best. So he has this in his bio, and look at him. That's not happening. And he calls himself a fitness influencer, and he will get emails saying, hey, we think an influencer like you would be great to talk about this subject with our guest so-and-so.
Yeah.
All the time.
Or people pitch themselves to be on the radio show. And it makes me laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh. But it is true. I'm a fitness influencer because it says so on the internet. Who cares that I wrote that?
Right. No. If it's on the internet, it must be true. But I want this woman in jail. The people who do the videos where they're prank videos and they're being violent towards people or trying to menace people, I want you in jail. Every time somebody fights back and those people get hurt and they're screaming, it was just a prank, and yet they still get pummeled, I feel good. It's when they scream it was just a prank and they don't get pummeled. That's when I'm upset. And you say to me, Tony, you're a violence-loving guy. No, I think people who act like garbage and think that they are entitled to abuse others based on the social contract, right? Someone's being a total freak and you're just like, dude, stay away from me. I'm done here. And then they want to profit off of that? No. Where's my profit? My profit only comes from watching you absolutely lose a tooth. Just some kind of wetting yourself or other type of fluid leak.
Fluid leak. I, for one, can't help but think back to when Al Gore invented the internet and the buzz around how the internet was going to be a hugely positive influence on society, humanity in general.
It is.
And it is now compared to back when it was invented. It's starting to slide to where it's a net negative based on social media. And it's stuff like this where you're thinking back then, this is going to benefit society. And then you see this where you've got people contributing to the downfall of society, making it totally acceptable, sticking it to the man, going into the hotel and stealing the breakfast.
This is why we need to go at these people. This woman should not be allowed 5 million views on TikTok for engaging in illegal activity. She should be arrested and forced into hard labor. And that hard labor should be pay-per-viewed, and people who want to buy it can, and that's how we get the restitution to the hotel where she stole from. But the restitution has to be 400 times what it is that she stole, and therefore there has to be some good labor because I need something to laugh at.
And that hard labor should be broadcast on TikTok.
No, it's like you weren't listening at all.
Full circle. See, circle of social media life.
Why should she be rewarded? Let's say
not her TikTok.
Let's say she made it up. Why should she be rewarded with views?
Not her TikTok. There are other TikTok accounts.
Is it wrong that I want her in jail?
No.
Because I want her in jail.
I don't. If this truly, listen, we all know.
I want her to be the kind of woman who cries at her arraignment so I can laugh and say, that was satisfying.
You just said that you want to be the kind of woman that does that.
I want to be the kind of guy who sees that woman do that.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would be that kind of woman who does that. Like, that's how much I want to see this.
Wow. Saucer
I got
milk, table
all sorts
5.
confused.
No, I agree with you that someone like this needs to be if it encourages this type of behavior, we don't need more people stealing in 2025.
We just need more people being normal in 2025.
Good luck with that.
Well, you throw a couple people in jail for when they admit they broke the law, maybe we stand a chance. Keep it here. It's Eat, Drink, Smoke. Eat, Drink, Smoke. It is your cigar, bourbon, foodie extravaganza. I'm Tony Katz. That is Fingers Malloy. Find it all at eatdrinksmokeshow.com, and so you should. We are smoking these Cubans from Benito's Tobacco Farm given to us by our digital director, Sarah. And it has been a lovely smoke. We don't have a price on these. We don't have a makeup of a wrapper, binder, filler. These were we estimate as 5x50 Robustos. It has had this bit of spice to it. It has had this little bit of bite to it. I'm saying it's more mineral. You've argued that it's leather. I think it's kind of working its way into that leather and maybe a little bit of even hay. It's been a nice smoke for sure. It hasn't been my gosh, it's the greatest thing I've ever smoked, but it's been a nice cigar.
It has been. I don't know if I would go great lengths to get my hands on one.
Right. And again, it's not because it's Cuban. It's that there are so many good Robustos that I could grab in the $9 to $14 category.
Yes.
For sure.
But it is definitely a cigar that once you're done with it, you can at least say to your friends, I just smoked a Cuban.
That is true. And if you missed any of our conversation about Cubans and whether or not you should be doing it, be sure to check out the podcast, subscribe wherever it is you get your podcasts, Eat, Drink, Smoke, and of course, Instagram, Eat, Drink, Smoke Podcast, Facebook, Eat, Drink, Smoke, and Twitter X, Go Eat, Drink, Smoke. And we are drinking Traveler's Points here. This is their weeded bourbon coming in at 97 proof. Very, very orange. Had an interesting kind of spice to it, created some heat in the cheek. And a very dry tongue finish, but everything else still had that very sweet, near candied orange. You added a little water to yours. I added a cube to mine, kept it in a Glencairn glass. That's water, right? So water brings down proof, and this was 97 proof, aged 4 years plus. Water will bring out certain flavors, make certain flavors muted. That's what it does. It opens up the bourbon.
I suggest that we get you a cube caddy, because by the time you drop your cube in and we get to talking, it's melted.
It is melted. It is melted, but I'm going in.
Okay, he's going in, ladies and gentlemen. He's going to enjoy this weeded bourbon rye. And he is not happy. Not happy at all. Hamina, 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 hamina is what I'm expecting. Talk to me. Talk to me, Pally.
God, that got bitter.
Really?
It wiped out all of the orange, and the orange is now on the finish. That's not right. That's not the way nature intended it.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, I think one of the flavors you're like, is that, I forget what you said it was, what the flavor was. I think there is a little bit of cocoa going on in there. It's not a coffee. If there is an oak, it's very, very, very subtle. That did not, it played better neat, but it was just too sweet for me neat. That did not play well in a cube at all.
So you're saying that whatever coffee that is to you, it's hitting you like Folgers Crystals.
If it was Folgers Crystals, I'd be happy. That's chock full of nuts.
It's never unfunny.
He's taking his sip. He added a little bit of water again. Just open it up. See what you... I'm not insane, am I? The water is weird. Like, it took away all the fun stuff.
Is that soap?
Dude, we're just being rude at this point. Can we not? Can we not be rude? But it did. It took away everything that was super interesting about the bourbon. And it was very, very sweet. Like, I don't like it that sweet. I want more oak. But I could see how neat some people would do it. I could totally get that. The cube experience has just been horrific. I wonder if I got to put more in there. Maybe the problem is it's too diluted while I'm putting it in the Glencairn glass, and I got to really fill a pour in a rocks glass in order to get... You all right?
Yeah.
You all right?
Oh, yeah, I'm fine.
You say that.
No, I'm fine, and I regret saying because that's soap because I went for humor and it was a cheap shot.
It was a cheap shot,
and I apologize. And I apologize.
But
I'm at a no for in my liquor cabinet.
It's $49.99. I am also a no. Neat. It is actually an interesting drink. That orange is everywhere. It was a little overwhelming for me, and I got more ethanol on the nose than Fingers, who got absolutely nothing. But I think I got to try it, Rocks Glass Cube, Big Rock, and see if that makes a difference, because it took away the sweet that made it interesting and just left it bitter, and that is just absolutely not where I want to be. I want to get to news of the week. The question is, do you want to do it now, how we were going to do it, or do you want to do it in a little bit, Fingers Malloy? How do you want to hit this?
Why don't we just go ahead and dive right in? And if we have to touch on it in the next segment as well, we'll continue.
This, as we discussed, this has been a week, not only the week of the 24th anniversary of September 11th, but the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Now, we don't really engage politics on the show here. Charlie Kirk founded Turning Point USA on the political right, would do those college tours in encouraging college students. He had a really incredible following, truly incredible. He was speaking at Utah Valley University. He was shot. As we're speaking to you, the suspect is still not been apprehended. The video of the shooting is horrific. And he died. He was 31. He leaves behind a wife and two very small children. Fingers Malloy and I have been in this movement, political movement for years. It's how we met. It's how we know each other. And we have both spoken at events. We have both spoken in front of large crowds and small crowds. And we would never think anybody would believe that we would have the popularity of Charlie Kirk. That said, everybody who is in our world, in the political world, is looking at this and saying, my God, this does indeed change it all. And everyone says everyone can be a target. We're all fully aware of this. This isn't like speaking and saying, oh, woe is us. This is a horrifying thing that took place. Some of the reactions are even more horrifying. But I think the first thing here is that to the extent that political assassinations or attempted assassinations happen, like we saw in President Trump in 2024 in Butler, Pennsylvania, there's a history of that in the United States. Political commentator, the Rubicon has been crossed, Fingers. And that's where you've been on this subject with the true belief that nothing's going to be the same.
No, nothing is going to be the same, especially if you are in any kind of work that involves sharing your opinion online or on the radio. Charlie Kirk had his radio show. He, like you said, he did these college tours. We have talked on several occasions about what is going on college campuses right now. Heck, it's gotten to the point where comedians, they're not worried about violence, but they're worried to go on college campuses today because of the negative reaction you get from telling a joke. Right. We have no idea if the shooter was actually affiliated with the university, if it was a student or not. So far, like you said, as we are broadcasting at this time, there has been a photo released, and the description of the shooter said that he looks like he's college aged. That he was able to, to be able to blend in with the people on the campus. But like you said, that's all we have. But I can't help but think over the years of the people that I've talked to, the people that I've interacted with, who I've become friends with, and I can't help but think about how this changes everything and how they feel about their personal safety and their families as well. And of course, our hearts, our thoughts, and our prayers go out to Charlie's family. Like you said, he married with 2 small children.
I do want to dig in a little bit more. We're going to take a little bit of time with this about how the effect is personal, because I don't think it is relegated to, well, the Rubicon has been crossed and it could be any of us. I argue it could be any of us in a much grander sense, that it can clearly and easily be not just somebody who speaks on radio or in podcast, but someone who posts on social media. Keep it here. It's Eat, Drink, Smoke. Eat, Drink, Smoke. Tony Katz, Fingers Malloy, as we discuss what happened in Utah and the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Now, I think first it's kind of gotten people a little bit weirded out that you take somebody who isn't the politician, isn't the world leader. Charlie Kirk was killed while speaking at Utah Valley University, and people say assassination. But that's very much seems to be what it is. This wasn't a mugging. This wasn't a robbery. This wasn't, a stabbing. This was somebody who was on a rooftop. We know that part for fact. There was a a bolt action rifle, I should say. We know that part for fact. There were things inscribed on the ammunition, on the shell casings. We know that for fact, that all had political ties to it. So since he was clearly killed for something political belief, political philosophy, political support of the political right, I think assassination applies here. I think that you can utilize the term. I was making the point just before. And if you missed any part of this, the podcast is there for you wherever it is you get your podcasts, Fingers Malloy, that this isn't just about those of us on radio. Look, we've talked about safety and security at events that I do. I have events here in central Indiana. We have a few hundred people, 200-300 people at every event. I've got police there. I absolutely have that at every event I do. It is now written into events that I do. It must be provided. I'm not in any way big enough for that. Except it has to happen now. The no amount of security was going to stop this guy. This guy perched up on a roof and had an angle and everything else. You would have had to have bulletproof glass and all sorts of things to try and stop this. But I don't think that this new phase, Fingers, is just about those of us who might be in a more of a public eye speaking about political things or cultural things. Anybody in Eat, Drink, Smoke Nation who writes a Facebook post that somebody else doesn't like or finds offensive. That's what we're saying here. And with a bunch of people not really condemning this in any level of strong way, some have on both sides of the aisle. Some on one side of the aisle have cheered it. It's been really ugly. Some have just kind of said, there is a guy by the name of Matthew Dowd who appears on MSNBC, And he said an hour after this happened, well, if you say hateful things, you should expect hateful things to happen. He got fired by MSNBC, and good on MSNBC for doing so. But this can play to anybody who's making a statement somewhere or putting a post up somewhere.
Yeah, because also in 2025, what has happened is what used to be considered lively debate, rhetoric in lively debate, maybe 20 years ago, has now been twisted into saying if you're having a lively debate, if your words are words that I disagree with, that's hate, and that's hateful. You package that in a way that makes honest political dialogue and debate into hate speech, then that takes you down a path where some say to themselves, if this person is hateful, something should be done about that. It's really troubling, and social media, we joke about social media all the time.
Yeah.
Social media has made this so much worse.
Is this the reason to walk from it? Do you walk from social media at this stage of the game? Is there any value in it? Because there are people still profiting of it, people still sharing on it, and maybe while you're there, you can kind of counter some of the madness.
It depends on how good you are at using social media and filters. If you're getting on, I get on Instagram a lot for food recipes. If you want to filter out Democrat, Republican, name whatever hot button issue, you can do that. Filter out those words, and hopefully that will adjust your feed. If you feel like you need to take a break from that part of social media, but still need to get your social media fix, I would argue that while I think it is good to do that from time to time, you can't fully ignore what's going on in the world and how people are talking to each other. I don't think that is beneficial either, because you're just putting your head in the sand.
Did social media make things worse, or did social media allow the bad people to more amplify the horrific voice? We're not talking about whether or not we agree with each other. That is not the argument that either one of us are making. Disagree with me politically all you wish. It is fine. It is saying that somehow I'm keeping us from democracy. I want to destroy the country. It's calling me a Nazi, and every time you call the Jewish guy a Nazi, it's super weird, but it happens all the time. Sometimes before 6:30 in the morning, someone's like, just good morning, Nazi. And you're like, I haven't had coffee yet. How do you have this time?
Don't even call me Nazi until I have my first cup of coffee.
True enough. Fact. It's I don't blame social media to the extent that there have always been terrible people. You can talk about social media emboldening terrible people, though, giving them space to move and operate. But we also see it on cable news, and we also see it in print, and we also see it in culture.
I would argue that it was a 1-2 punch of social media and COVID. COVID was the steroids to all of this, and it feels like people's behavior has gotten 10 times worse on social media after the whole COVID and COVID lockdown, that we went through. It feels like it emboldened people to not have that filter that they used to have and say, okay, listen, I'm really angry right now, but I don't want to put this out on the internet. And went from that to, it feels like after that happened, I'm putting every angry thought, every time I'm bothered, I'm throwing it on social media, and I don't care what anybody thinks.
So again, I go back to this cultural issue of people believing that because they feel a certain way, other people have to act a certain way, and I don't believe that to be true. You can't say that. It offends me. My job is not to worry about your offense. What offends me is not being able to speak freely. That offends me. And if you don't care about that and I don't care about you, that's actually the way it's supposed to work. There's a real unique argument for the value of selfishness in a free society. You get to say what you want to say. I get to say what I want to say. I can't encourage people to harm you. You can't encourage people to harm me. We do have rules. We are not a nation of free speech absolutism. There are certain rules to the road. But the issue, I think, is the fostering of this idea that your feelings matter, they count, and no one can discount them, and you can speak about them anytime you want. And here's how you feel. Here's what this person's doing. It's not real, but it's how you win an election. It's not real, but it's how you gin up opposition to them. And this is the part, going back to George Bush, going back to how the George Bush-Al Gore election went, and hanging chads and all that jazz. I think that's where you lead to the birth of this newest insanity, which 25 years later is now leading to people being assassinated while speaking and debating a crowd of thousands.
And what's sad is you ask yourself, what is it going to take to turn the temperature down? And I don't think that it's ever going to get better.
I'm with you. It's not that I don't think it's ever going to get better. It's just that I don't think there is anything that turns the switch. I believe that the only way out is through. And we're in the dark time right now on this. And the only way to get through it is to keep being rational, keep being normal, head on a swivel. The people who do this stuff need to be prosecuted in ways we can't even describe. And you got to teach your kids that it's okay if somebody disagrees with you. It's absolutely okay. It's not the end of society, and those people should not be hurt. Sometimes you have to teach it to your sister-in-law, too. That's fact. The Traveler's Point Weeded Bourbon, $49.99 a bottle. If you like that orange, try it neat for sure. Enjoy that. Find everything we do at eatdrinksmokeshow.com. This is Eat, Drink, Smoke.
Follow Eat, Drink, Smoke on social media, on Twitter at Go Eat, Drink, Smoke, on Facebook, facebook.com/Eat, Drink, Smoke, and Instagram at Eat, Drink, Smoke Podcast. Hey, you made it all the way through to the end of this video. We're proud of you.
You should watch more of our videos. Make sure you subscribe right there to Eat, Drink, Smoke, wherever it is you get your videos, on YouTube, on Rumble, and don't forget Instagram, Eat, Drink, Smoke Podcast, where we've got the shorts and some very cool things going on.